half of 2023 release timing that was reported back on May of 2022. It's worth noting that the September release timing is projected / tentative, as approximate is listed besides the dates in the copyright filing. So far, Elliot, what you think about that, man? And do you even care about this show and or want to see it?
Yeah, I mean, this was a show that I was initially excited for because I thought Agatha was a standout. One of them was great all around, but she was definitely a standout. And I'm a I'm a horror fan, so I love like supernatural and all that stuff. So yeah, being able to tie into that side of it to explore more of the supernatural and what that has to add to the MCU would have been cool. And the secret sauce to me is Aubrey Plaza. I've been a fan of hers for a while. I know she's going to be like an original character in the show. And the last time she did a TV show, it was one of the funniest shows in the past like 15 years in Parks and Rec. So this is kind of her return to TV. And a lot of the writers from WandaVision has their hands in this show. So I think it's going to have some ties and connections. I wouldn't be surprised if Wanda herself has a little cameo because a lot of people have been looking forward to seeing Wanda for a while. So yeah, I'm very much so excited to see. I'm not expecting it to blow the roof off and be like the groundbreaking thing to the MCU, but again, exploring more of the supernatural and getting Agatha Bath and Aubrey Plaza and the witches and maybe some Blade references, vampires, werewolves. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think the timing next year is perfect. It's going to come out. I think the finale is going to probably be around Halloween anyway. So that's pretty good marketing if it sticks with the writer shakes and everything. So yeah.
Okay. All my Wanda fans out there, shout out in the chat. Hit a one in the chat if you're a Wanda fan. Larry, what do you think about this Agatha release date potentially approximate, and how much are you looking forward to it?
First of all, before you guys go out there claiming girlfriends, Aubrey's mine. Just letting you know.
Okay.
we have a prior relationship from Parks and Rec. So, this is another one of those things. I think their timing is just so bad. I'm like, I mean, all the hype with Agatha was so hot. Everybody was like, she came out of WandaVision as like the standout character everyone wanted to see. And now it's going to be years later before they get to her. It's like, when you look and you see some of these characters that are going to be so that the audience connects so strongly with, I feel like you have to make some of these shows and movies, you have to make them, together. And then that way they're tanked and ready to go. They're just banked and you can just release them. It's like, I mean, not to say that it can't still be great, but when you have WandaVision, I mean, there's going to be a whole new cohort of audience people that hadn't seen WandaVision because they were too young, And by the time it comes out, I mean, you're talking about by the time it comes out, it's be what, 4 years? I mean, it's still gonna. I mean, it's a great character. What's her name in there was fantastic in that role. So I can't imagine that it's not going to be really, really good. I would really like to see, and I know I've said this before. I really like to see Marvel and some other franchises do like Lord of the Rings did. Make 2 or 3 movies at once. Make 2 or 3 series all at once. If you're doing, I mean, regular TV shows will film 22 episodes or something. Just if you're doing a series, if you're doing a TV show, just film 22 episodes, make it 11 each in 2 seasons and have it ready to go.
I'm going to put a pin in that idea, Larry, because I like it. I'm going to bring that up on another topic that we have later on, but good, well said.
Here comes a new challenger.
That's what's up right there. Coming to Already. Lamont Tyson, Get a Life Games, aka He-Man. What's good, my brother?
All that pressure you putting on me in tomorrow's leg day, I'm gonna have to do 400 now because of you.
That's what's up, man. Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate it.
No sweat.
What up, man?
What's going on?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing? Long time no see. Y'all look good.
Yeah, man.
I know.
When you put AKA He-Man, you have to put like AKA, Baby L's daddy, AKA Ellis's daddy.
Yeah.
AKA no sleep.
AKA. But hey, man, get in here. What you think about this WandaVision spin-off Agatha and potentially a new release date next fall, about a year from now? You looking forward to it? You think it's gonna be good? What's your 2 cents, sir?
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I love the actress that's playing Agatha. I've already kind of read the direction they're planning on going with the story. they're going to turn her to more of a sympathetic character. She's going to have someone else that's going to kind of help her out. So I'm just curious to know what direction they're going to go in when this is going to be kind of something of the horror realm. So I'm just kind of wondering, when they say that, are we finally going to get Mephisto? You know, Sacha Baron Cohen has been signed to one of the films, and I'm wondering, would they sprinkle him into this show to kind of introduce him into the MCU? And will this lead us more toward what they're going to do with Blade, some of the dark Marvel characters? So I'm very excited for it. I just hope that everything stays on course with what's going on with the acting strike. So I'm excited for it. I think she stole the show in WandaVision, and I'm interested to see where they go with her.
Appreciate that, man. And of course, we're going to be talking about Mephisto in a little bit. But for now, that's going to wrap it up for this topic from the direct. Marvel WandaVision gets a new release date. Whether you're watching this via live in the replay, let us know what you think in the comment section. And again, there's a link to this in that description box below for you to read at your own leisure. And Lamont, we're going to stay on you. We're going to go to you first for the next topic. Of course, staying on Marvel and Disney Plus shows. And I'm on the fence with this one. You know, I want to see it, but I can't necessarily say I'm excited about it. This is coming from the CBR because she had her debut in Larry's favorite movie last year. Coming from CBR.com, Ironheart series gets a major Disney delay at Disney Plus. Marvel's upcoming Ironheart series starring Black Panther Wakanda Forever Dominique Thorne suffers a significant delay. This sucks. The long-touted MCU miniseries Ironheart gets another significant delay as a new listing confirms the Disney Plus series won't make its debut anytime soon. Per the direct, Marvel recently filed a listing for the Ironheart premiere with the U.S. Copyright Office, which seemingly reveals a debut as of September 3rd of 2025. That's 2 years from now. The registered date is listed as projected and could be an approximation, and it may shift around if necessary. However, the listing suggests, Marvel doesn't plan to release Ironheart before the late summer of 2025. So it's a long time from now. Marvel Studios nor Disney have confirmed this date. This is what it looks like on social media. I don't know, man. Lamont, is this good or bad news? How you feeling, sir? How you feeling?
Because they're trying to clean house and make things better for the Disney Plus app, I think is good news because they're trying to step the quality up, not the quantity. And this is where we're supposed to get Mephisto, with Sacha Baron Cohen being Mephisto in this story. But what I fear is a lot of people are not excited about Ironheart because of the way they introduced her in Wakanda and that movie. So I fear that show is not going to get the love it needs just because that character hasn't been introduced in a beloved manner. So it might lag a little bit. And with them pushing it back, it might give it a little bit more time to get some hype. It might give it some time to bring her somewhere else in the MCU so that we can look forward to the show. Because honestly, as of right now, I really don't care about the show other than the villain, which is never a good sign. That you're more concerned about the villain than the hero. But that's my 2 cents, and we'll see where it goes with it. But I'm more excited for the villain than I am for Ironheart.
Okay, Elliot, how you feeling, man?
I'll be honest. If Bob Iger was in a position before this show was announced, I don't think this show would have ever been on the slate. This Echo, Wonder Man, there's a lot of stuff that was announced when Bob Chapek was in chair, and I think this would have been on a cutting room block because, unfortunately, and Larry talked about it earlier, man, this is nothing against Ironheart or Echo or Wonder Man, and even Vision Quest. It's just like we don't need those shows. we really don't. If I'm being honest. So, I mean, I think at the point, if I'm not mistaken, I think they shot most of. I think it's done shooting, if I'm not mistaken. So
really?
I don't know if this, I believe I remember seeing, because Anthony Ramos is also on the show, who's a great actor. I mean, it has a great cast. I like Dominique, and like Lamont just said, Mephisto and magic and versus science. That's been steeped into the MCU for a while. So to explore that, it sounds interesting, but I just don't think people care, man. So I don't know why they're pushing it back. If I was them, I would just put it out as soon as possible. Like, why are you delaying something that's been shot almost 2 years ago? So it's kind of baffling unless they're trying to find something to put her in first to get people excited again. But I don't even know what that project would be at this point. Thunderbolts, maybe Captain America, New World. Like, I don't know. So it's again, we talked about earlier. I don't know what Marvel's doing right now. This, and I love my DC, but this looks like a DC scenario right now. Everything's just being tossed around, thrown around, delayed. It's a mess right now, man. So
if you had the keys to the castle, would you cancel it or keep it? And or you just said release it, but would you cancel it, or is there something else that you would rather see that you're not seeing right now?
At this point, I would restructure it to be a Disney Plus special, maybe. Just take condense it, 3 episodes special, kind of make it like a exclusive Disney Plus movie in a sense. Because again, they did shoot it, so you don't want to just completely waste the money. But I don't know at this point. Oh, it's a mess. It is a mess right now in the MCU.
Larry, where you at, sir?
I mean, I would have to see it before I decided whether or not I wanted to get rid of it or keep it. But I mean, it could be good. I mean, I was not really looking forward to WandaVision because I had no expectations of it. It turned out to be a fantastic show. Right. I was not looking forward to Loki, and Loki is probably the best one they've had so far. You know, I was really looking forward to Falcon and Winter Soldier, and that series I thought was just kind of boo-boo, you know.
Oh, damn.
And I shouldn't say boo-boo. It was just sort of like meh, you know.
Okay.
So, I mean, it could turn out that it's fantastic. I'd have to see it, but, you know, it really feels like they're just lacking direction over there. You know, maybe there's just too many cooks in the kitchen. Maybe they just need to have, you know, I hate to say it, but maybe they need a little dictator over there. You know, someone who's just going to simply say, no, this is the way it's going to be. Now follow your orders. I gave you your marching orders. Now go out and do the job and bring me back my content.
Okay. Last quick question from all of you before we move on to the next topic. Would you rather see the Ironheart or Echo? You just got to pick one. Lamont, go.
And then I got to go first.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Ironheart. I'll go first. I'm gonna say Ironheart. You go.
Let me say this: Kevin Feige has decided to do something that they haven't done with the Disney Plus series. Formerly, they've been making Disney Plus series with kind of the movie format, letting the executives be the showrunners. He has now decided that he's going to hire.
Whoa! You jumping too far ahead. You jumping too far ahead with that.
My bad. Okay.
It's all good. Yeah, just answer the question, man. Ironheart or Echo?
I would want to see Mephisto, so Ironheart.
Okay. We got 2 Ironhearts. Elliot, where you at?
Believe it or not, I'll go Echo because of Daredevil and Kingpin, and more so Daredevil than Kingpin. But yeah, I'd rather see a character that I've seen before versus like I don't know what they're gonna do with Mephisto. They might ruin the character.
That's next. Larry, real quick. Ironheart or Echo?
Yeah, Echo. I'm going with Echo. I wasn't taken by Ironheart when I saw her. It was, I mean, she was all right, but I'm just saying because I am the only person up here that actually did not hate Echo in the Hawkeye series. She was fine to me. I know Ellie's about to throw up over there.
No, I didn't hate her. We reviewed. I didn't hate her. I mean, I just don't want to see her have a show.
I got you. So we got 2 Ironhearts, 2 Echoes. Y'all let us know what you think in the comment section. I'm dying to know whether you're watching it live or the replay. And again, there is a link for you to read at your own leisure. We're going
I'd like to see
go to I'm sorry. We're gonna I'm gonna stay on you though for the next topic though. So there's the compromise. But next topic, we're talking about this Sacha Baron Cohen have to still do with Ironheart. This is coming from CBR as well. Marvel Studios confirms Sacha Baron Cohen's involved in Ironheart. A new copyright filing for Marvel Studios Ironheart confirms that Borat star Sacha Baron Cohen is part of the upcoming Disney Plus series main cast. Man, we've been talking about this for a while. Let me scroll down a little bit. Cohen, who is best known for his creation and portrayal of the fictional satirical characters Ali G and Borat Shadiviev, is created as Mystery Man in a recent Ironheart copyright filing on the U.S. Copyright Office public record system. Baron Cohen has been rumored to appear in the Ironheart series since October of last year, although Marvel has yet to officially confirm his involvement in the Disney Plus miniseries until now. The actor is expected to portray the villainous Mephisto in Ironheart, with Marvel seemingly using Mystery Man as a placeholder to hide the face Baron Cohen is playing a major villain from the comics. Larry, what do you think about this, man? People been saying this for years now, since the beginning of the Disney Plus show, and even though Disney haven't confirmed it, it's looking like it. How you feeling about Sacha Baron Cohen coming through? What you think?
He's cool. I like him. I'll take it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm kind of indifferent. I mean, I think he will probably do a fine job in the role, but I mean, it could be somebody else too. I'm just kind of indifferent.
I got you. He is very talented. He's done much more than Borat. Those movies. If we just want to look at his filmography real quick, I didn't mean to click that, but where is that one? He was in Les Miserables. I always want to say Lesbians Alive when I see that for some reason. But Hugo, that was pretty good. Elliot, I'm coming to you next.
I liked him in The Spy, I think it was.
I didn't see that. Where's it at? Where's it at?
It's probably it's probably up top more.
Oh, you said Spies? This?
Yeah, The Spy, I think it was called.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I ain't seen that one. But Elliot, how you feel about this, man? And who this Mystery Man, as they're using as a placeholder, is that Mephisto? What you think about all this? Are you happy, sad? Where you at?
Yeah, no, he's talented. I think, man, I remember being a kid watching Borat and just seeing all the various characters he plays, but also seeing him in a more serious role in what was it, The Trial of Chicago 7. He was pretty good in that.
Yes.
I mean, he has range. He has a lot of range. So I mean, Marvel's always good of casting talent. I'm just curious on, again, the Mephisto of it all. If my memory serves me right, Anthony Ramos plays, I can't remember the character's name. He looks like a Red Hood character, but he apparently gets his powers from Mephisto. So I don't know if that's where that whole thing is going to tie into. But again, introducing Mephisto on an Ironheart show still seems a little bit weird. But either way, I'm always looking forward to seeing great talent on the screen. So I'm here for it. I'm pretty sure he can do his thing.
Okay. Lamont, how you feeling, sir?
Well, after this, fellas, I'm going to get out of here to go back to doing Daddy Thanos things, but I'm all for it. Sacha Baron Cohen is talented. He has the quirkiness and the talent to play Mephisto, and I really believe that this is going to kind of be our window into the darker side of the MCU, because in the comics, Mephisto got introduced fighting Silver Surfer, so we could have a crossover with Fantastic Four. He also had an ongoing rivalry with Ghost Rider. Them doing this magic science thing is the puzzle for me. How are we going to cross those two things over if he really and truly is going to play Mephisto? But I'm believing with where Marvel is trying to go nowadays with their movies and their Disney Plus. So I'm here for it. I just hope it lives up to expectation.
I like it, man. I like it. Same here. You got to bounce?
I got to bounce, man. I wanted to get in here because I ain't been in here in a while. Say what's up to these fine brothers that do such good work. And ladies and gentlemen, where are the super chats for B. Avery?
Gosh,
this man has the best voice on YouTube, okay?
No.
Hide your girls when he get on YouTube because his voice is off their pants off.
Trying to get like you, man.
Chat.
Thank you.
No, you don't want to.
Y'all, here's a swell back channel right here. You got to go do daddy duties. Lamont, thank you for coming through. Y'all subscribe to this channel, help him reach 150K. Lamont, I appreciate you, bro. I will see you Wednesday for Power. Can't wait for that episode
Wednesday,
8,
my
man.
brother.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Lamont. Peace.
Peace out, man.
Peace out, bro.
Peace.
Yeah, man. Your boy Sacha Baron Cohen is talented as hell, man. Other than him, he in real life he can be a little bit childish, with him playing pranks on people on the red carpet and wanting to get kicked off. I don't know if y'all saw that. That was a bit too much in my opinion, but he is really talented. So
it's on brand.
Hopefully he can come through and serve us some justice in this role. For Mephisto or whatever Mystery Man he's playing.
Ralph Boner's dad.
Oh man, that's crazy right there.
You had to bring him up.
But this topic right here, man, this is good. It's bad and good at the same time, and I'm happy for it. You know, we're sticking on Marvel. So many changes, so many things going on, and they're doing a rehaul of everything. And better late than never. Better late than never. Elliot, I'm gonna come to you first on this one right here. This is I don't what topic is this? I don't know. What is this? I guess it really doesn't matter. Next topic. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Daredevil hits reset button as Marvel overhauls its TV business. Launched during the pandemic, a playbook to shoot 150 million plus seasons with no pilots. The Disney unit is undergoing growing pains and seeing the logic of traditional TV culture. You don't say. Yeah, they're talking about it didn't take long for them to want to switch things up because people are not happy. But the Daredevil revamp and the latest in the series is growing pains for Marvel Television. Since the debut of the Emmy-winning WandaVision in January 2021, the studio dominated the film industry in the 2010s, has released more than 50 hours of TV programming and creating a small screen division from the ground up during the pandemic. Though all the company could shoot the traditional TV, I read that even though they remain along with Star Wars titles, the most watched shows on Disney Plus Marvel series have recently faced a number of creative challenges and cries of diminishing returns from critics and audience metrics, causing a major shift as studios to move and make TV shows the more traditional way. We're trying to marry the Marvel culture with the traditional television culture, says Brad Winderbaum, Marvel's head of streaming, television, and animation. It comes down to how can we tell stories in television that honor what's so great about the source material. With Daredevil's new direction, Marvel hopes to right the ship on a project with sky-high expectations. The show is Marvel's first to feature a hero who already had a successful series on Netflix running 3 seasons. But sources say that Corman and Orr crafted a legal procedural that did not resemble the Netflix version, known for its action and violence. Cox didn't even show up in costume until the 4th episode. The 4th episode, Elliot. We're not going to see Daredevil until the 4th episode. Cox after Marvel, after greenlighting the concept, found itself needing to rethink the original intention of the show. Marvel plans to keep some scenes in episodes, though other serialized elements will be injected with Corman and Orr becoming executive producers on the 2-season series. So I'm gonna stop there for now. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna read this quote. Daredevil is far from the first Marvel series to undergo drastic behind-the-scenes changes. Those who work for Marvel on the TV side have complained of a lack of central vision that has, according to sources, begun to afflict the studio shows with creative differences and tension. TV is a writing-driven medium, says one insider familiar with the Marvel process. Marvel is a Marvel-driven medium. Off top, I will say this, that in a sense, this sucks financially because they were at least halfway done with the season, with filming it. They're throwing it all away. And so all of that money is in a way not going to be living up to its full potential. They're going to be, missing out on that a lot. However, it does make me happy to, say that Kevin Feige or whoever, Michael Winderbaum or whoever over there was like, look, this is not good enough right here. What we're doing. I'm looking at these shots. I'm looking at these dailies, and I don't want another She-Hulk. I don't want another Invasion. I don't want another whatever Marvel Disney Plus show that you did not like. Yeah, we're going to waste money, but we can't keep coming out with stinker after stinker. And with them not being able to shoot and stuff, they have time to look and stuff because they got the SAG strike, the actor strike. So they looking over stuff and like, this sucks. So I'm glad that they're riding ship. I also am just thinking like, Kevin, how did you not see this before y'all started filming to begin with? You've been doing this for a long time, buddy. But Elliot, how you feeling about this, man? Is it good news, bad news, a mixture of both? How you feeling, sir?
Yeah, no, I mean, so first off, it is good news that they looked at it. They're not just pompous or in their feelings and being like, well, let's just put it out. They'll accept it for what it is, because that's not the case, as we've seen with a lot of their shows recently. If people don't like it, they're not going to watch it. So I'm glad that they are able to look themselves in the mirrors and say, we need to redo this. But then the bad side of it is why did it take you 150 million into the show? I think they shot like you said, I think because it's supposed to be 18 episodes, and they were going to split into 2, and then they filmed like 4 episodes. I don't know. But why would you do all that before? Why wouldn't you come to a decision before they even start shooting it? That's what's getting me like, not even frustrated. It's not my money. I mean, they can run themselves to the ground. You know, I'm rooting for DC. This is where their time to come in. But it's just baffling to see them do this. And I know their whole idea was like, we're going to shoot TV like it's a movie. No, I mean, you guys did something incredible in the film industry. Like, we've never seen the MCU be done, or a connected world be done like this in Marvel, but they thought they could do that with television, and it doesn't work. You have to make TV for TV. You can't make TV shows feel like movies because they feel incomplete. So again, I'm glad that they're restructuring things, but at the same time, this feels like a Kathleen Kennedy Star Wars thing. It's like, oh, just do whatever you want. Rian Johnson, make your movie. Colin Trevorrow, make your movie. JJ, do your thing, and then we'll figure it out later on. And we see how that planned out, because we haven't got a Star Wars movie in 4 years. So, yeah, it's baffling, man. Kevin needs to go ahead and put someone in position of power that can handle the TV department and have that Kevin Feige-ish moves going on, and everything feels connected. Because this is crazy, man. They're literally burning money.
Yeah. Before I pass to you, I'm spitting everywhere. Before I pass to you, Larry, I want to add this. Even though the company does not have a writer's first approach to TV, directors could feel shortchanged as well. The whole fix it in post attitude makes it feel like a director doesn't matter sometimes, says one person familiar with the process. That's horrible. They're trying to invent the wheel over here. As it shows ramped up during the pandemic, Marvel stepped outside its usual staffing approach and brought in outside execs after years of internally promoting creatives who had been sufficiently trained in the Marvel method. This change felt most severely on Secret Invasion, the Samuel L. Jackson-led thriller that stands as Marvel's worst reviewed series. Yeah, they shit the bed. I'm gonna keep saying that towards the end. Kyle Bradstreet, a writer and executive producer on the U.S. network Emmy winner Mr. Robot, had been working on the scripts of Secret Invasion for about a year when he was abruptly replaced after Marvel decided on a different direction. That's crazy. Enter new writer Brian Tucker, who penned the crime thriller Broken City and a bunch of other stuff, who worked on Hulu's a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, man, Larry, what do you say about this, man? Disney Plus shows are not up to par, and they're redoing everything and wasting a lot of money in the process, bro. How you feeling?
I think they should remake the Defenders and start from there. That way we can get Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, Daredevil. We can get all of them going, and those shows were made for TV. So just follow along with what you already started there, and that can lead into Daredevil. You can make all the movies. I agree with Elliot. It's kind of ridiculous. You get $150 million into a project and decide to scrap it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Unless I was the one that was going to be getting fired, I'd be firing people. You know, I mean, that is absolutely crazy. But
let me ask you this. When you say the Defenders, do you mean like reboot? Like still a reboot, or continue what Netflix was doing?
Continue what Netflix was doing.
I mean, I would agree with you if you just said like start over, but bring.
I mean, you can make it better, but I mean, I like those. I like those series. The only one I didn't like was what's his name, Danny Rand. I just didn't like him, but I liked. I loved Luke Cage. I loved Jessica Jones. I loved Punisher and Matt Murdock. All of them were great. Maybe you recast, what's his name, but I don't know. I think you can either continue on with what they're doing or keep the same characters and just sort of redo the shows. But I think there's a lot of potential there that they're just not. I would much rather see Luke Cage than any of the shows that have been out except for like Loki.
Yeah, let me get this last part. That's pretty good. As it moves forward, Marvel is making concrete changes in how it makes TV. It now has plans to hire showrunners. Gal's post-production work on She-Hulk helped Marvel see that it will be helpful for its shows to have a creative through line from start to finish. That just seems like common sense, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's a term we've not only grown comfortable with, but also learned to embrace, says Winderbaum of showrunners of Marvel TV intentions to hire them. The studio also plans on having full-time TV execs rather than executives straddle both television and film. Thank you. We need executives that are dedicated to this medium, that are going to focus on the streaming, focus on television, says Winderbaum, because they are two different forms. Elliot, I'm glad. I'm happy, man. Better late than never, man. But that's just crazy that this was questionable from the beginning. TV has been, people have been making TV a certain way for a long time, and I know Disney is kind of at the top of the mountain, but still, man, you just don't reinvent the wheel like that. You have any more commentary, or you good?
No, I'm good, man. I'm glad they're going in the right direction. We can get some quality stuff. Sometimes you got to fall to get back up, man. So hopefully this works out for them.
Right, Larry.
You know what I understand is that you know, like Elliot was saying before about people just, you know, allowing people just to say, okay, you're talented as a filmmaker, a director, whatever, go do your own thing. Well, sure, it'll be great. You know, that works fine if you're talking about a standalone film or a standalone series, but they're not. It's part of a larger universe. And it's not like we don't already have the framework of, you know, the framework of the stories and the universe itself because of the comics. They should just simply, like, if you want to give people a lot of creative freedom, just simply say, here's all the connective tissue. Here's the box that you get to play in. Go crazy inside the box. Do what you want to do inside the box. Here's your sandbox. Build a sandcastle, build a volcano. We don't care what you do inside the box, but you have to hit these points. This is all the connecting tissue, and this needs to be in your film so that we can tie it all together. And I just don't see why they're not doing that. It just seems like it would make everyone's life easier.
Right on. Well, guys, there's a link to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. Let us know what you think, and appreciate that, Larry. We're going to continue to stay on Daredevil with some comments. Shout out to Miss K. Shout out to Miss K with some comments from Vincent D'Onofrio, who is playing Kingpin. This is coming from Variety. Vincent D'Onofrio says Daredevil Born Again overhaul isn't big news, and I'll be worried if we were settling for less. Just reading that headline makes me feel good. But unless you really know what's going on, there's a chance you could be wrong about this statement. D'Onofrio wrote on his X in response to a fan saying one of the actors' original post celebrating Born Again had aged poorly in light of the overhaul news. We are going to bring forward the best series we can, one we can be proud of, have some trust, have some trust, my friend, trust. And so every core project I've been involved with has evolved constantly during pre-production, production, and post. D'Onofrio went on to explain, it's just reported on these days as if it's big news. It's not. It's a bunch of creatives doing their best to get it right. It's a constant in this business. I wouldn't have it any other way. Frankly, I'd be worried if we're settling for anything less. It talks about the SAG strike, but I don't know if it's on here. He made a post. Oh, okay, it's not showing the images, but he made a comment on social media a while back, like when they first started production. Like, yeah, everything is going great with Daredevil. We're doing this, we're doing that, and I just had a great day on set. It's going to be fire. And then this comes out that they're, scrapping everything. So people are like, hey, bro, a few months ago, you were saying it's the best thing ever. Now they're getting rid of it, man. What the hell? What are you talking about? So that's what he's talking about. But I'm glad he's saying, I'm glad he feels this way. Larry, how do you feel about these comments saying that, hey, if we were, if it wasn't anything different, we'd be settling for less? How you feel?
I mean, it might have felt like it was that great while you're on set. And if you felt like there was maybe they felt like they had a real strong vision and they were taking this path forward. And then when the studio looked at it, they were like, nah, it just doesn't work, homies. I mean, there's often those creative differences between, talent and the executives. The C-suite people are there to make money. The artists are there to make art. So, you have to find some sort of balance. And then you also have the whole thing is where it's, how much of that is just PR, where, you're trying to get people excited about the project. So you get out there and say what they expect you to say,
I got you.
you don't want to get out there on X and be like, this is trash. I had a terrible day on set. I can't believe I'm working on this project. You know, I mean,
I got you. Elliot, where you put on this comments?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Vincent D'Onofrio to say, "Yeah, I'm glad that they fired those clowns. The show is trash. I want to, I don't even want to come back, especially after what they did to him in Hawkeye." Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less. He's a professional. It's a good thing to say, but it is something to be worried about. When you fire your head writer and your directors, that is a big deal. People lost their jobs, and you got to start from scratch. that isn't like, that happens no, that doesn't happen all the time. You don't spend $150 million on the show and just throw it away. Unless, I mean, you're Disney, so they got the money to do it, but it's not normal.
Yeah,
I will inform that. But within that conversation, though, I will say, and I think we sometimes know too much about behind the scenes stuff, and sometimes it makes bigger things than what they actually are. To his point, reshoots, new writers, recasting. I mean, a lot of this stuff happens all the time, but in the world we live in, we just know everything. We know when they shot a scene, cameos. We know everything about a film a year before it comes out. So there is a little bit of that. Like we shouldn't know all the stuff. We shouldn't know how they cook all the food. But at the same time, this particular situation is a big deal in my eyes. But Vincent seems to think it's fine because he has this Vanessa.
Yes.
Back in the road, so.
Cool. Yeah, man.
Elliot, though, but it's always, that information's always been out there. If you were someone that was interested in film and you had access to the trades, if you went to LA or somewhere and grabbed a Variety or a Hollywood Reporter off the newsstand, you got access to all that information anyway. Except now it's available online and they need so much more content. So they talk about so much more. And on top of that, you have people like us who have access to this medium so that you can reach a broader audience and talk about all this stuff. And then it just becomes that much more known. People who may have only really just known, okay, a new movie's coming out and they get excited for it. Now they get to talk about all the stuff in the interim. Who's going to play it? Who's getting recast? And the industry did a lot of that to themselves when they started bringing all these people to Comic-Con and talking about all the details of all the internals of making these movies. And so, it's like the audience wanted more, they gave them more, and now they have to pay the price for more information being out there.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, guys, I appreciate that. And y'all let us know what you think in the chat, in the comment section. And also, there's a link to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. Still staying on Daredevil. Elliot, I know when Hawkeye came out, you absolutely loved it. I mean, you loved it more than WandaVision. And I know that Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin was your favorite. You was just jumping up and down in your seat with the Hawaiian shirt, like, I cannot wait.
Yeah, getting beat up by Kate Bishop. That was awesome.
Yes. No, I'm teasing y'all. He hated it, but we're gonna have some changes to the character. Okay, and I want to see how Elliot's gonna feel about this. This is coming from Screen Rant as well. The MCU Daredevil details a tease, a major change for Kingpin. Daredevil Born Again will bring Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock face to face once again, but Kingpin should be very different. Now, I should have paid attention. I don't know which article came out first, if this one came out before the whole reset, so this may not even matter, but they say here that he may be a good guy. According to details from the Copyright Office, because they have everything, the Born Again story will see Daredevil and Kingpin a new phase of their lives. A synopsis for Daredevil Born Again's first episode reads, Marvel Studios presents Daredevil, in which a longtime rival, Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox, and Wilson Fisk try to leave behind their darker alter egos to serve the people of New York, catch up to them. I'm going to stop there. Do you think this is still legit? You think they're going to go through with this, or you think this is part of the, reboot reset that they're trying to do right now? And is this something that you want to see? Like, hey, let's let bygones be bygones, Daredevil, and be buddy. How are you feeling about that, Elliot?
No, that was probably the stuff that they threw away in the trash. They're watching the dailies and being like Kingpin and Daredevil going out to lunch together. Like, what is going on here? So no, I think that was part of the scrap that was in the trash. Okay. But I do think the elements of what was supposed to happen, of him running for mayor and him like spending like ground level superheroes like King or Daredevil and Punisher and Spider-Man. I think they're gonna keep some of that, but like, yeah, this whole kumbaya, we're gonna put our no, throw that away.
Okay, Larry, you think did you want to keep that, man, or you happy they throwing it away? Maybe.
I mean, it could be fun. I don't know. Yeah, you see, I mean, it's such a. When I hear it, it sounds like such a traditional, journey that they do, or they have to decide. It's like here they have these two people. They have this challenge. They have to decide to take the challenge or the journey. And then they go off on this journey together. They have more challenges. Okay, Daredevil wants to do things one way. Kingpin wants to do a thing another way. That causes them to split apart, and they end up back in the same place where they began. And I mean, it feels a little traditional, but it feels like it could work at the same time. So.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, it's look, yeah, just start over. I don't want to see Daredevil in the suit until episode 4. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all something funny. When Daredevil season 1 came out on Netflix, like 10 years ago. I remember me and was hanging out with somebody, and we was ready, man. We had our snacks, we had our libations, we was ready to press play on Daredevil. And my dumb ass accidentally played the last episode first. And spoiled the whole season. It was like, oh, this is interesting the way that started off or whatever. And we didn't realize till the end of it that we watched the last episode first, and that person was mad at me. And that was ruined the whole experience. Wow. Yeah, let's not gonna make the same mistake this time around. Yeah. But yeah, man, this looks like it's going in the trash, in the garbage, and we're not mad at that. we are not mad at that. But y'all let us know what you think down in that comment section below. We got 2 topics left, guys. 2 topics left, and we're going to be talking about some Loki and some Secret Invasion. I haven't read this. I wanted to be surprised. This is coming from comicbookmovie.com. More details about Marvel Studios' plans to reboot the MCU with Avengers Secret War have emerged. Let's see what they're talking about. With all signs pointing to Marvel Studios rebooting the MCU after Avengers Secret Wars, new details have emerged about how Kevin Feige plans to tackle what will be a major fresh start to the franchise. Avengers Endgame was the perfect end to the saga. Not only did they lose some of the most popular superheroes, but they had to start from scratch with a new saga, which has sucked. No, not really, thus far, and has been far more of a hit or miss than expected. Fans aren't overly enamored with the MCU, and all eyes are on Secret Wars amid reports that it will serve as a full-blown MCU reboot. Talking on the Watch podcast, MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios author Joanna Robertson said, "We have a quote from Kevin Feige sort of implying that like Secret Wars will serve as a soft reboot in which they can prune everything. That's not to use a Lokiism. They'll prune everything that's not working and just keep what is working, or bring back people you thought were gone forever." That's good. Like, I want to see Quicksilver. I want Iron Man to come back. In other words, Black Widow. In other words, this would be an opportunity, recast T'Challa. This would be an opportunity to put the classic versions of the characters fans love front and center. Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. And we've previously heard the reboot will be used as a means of bringing the X-Men into the fold, a clever means of avoiding a convoluted or confusing explanations as to why there are suddenly mutants on Earth 616. We kind of talked about this week before last. The pin that I was saying we're gonna put a pin in earlier, when not Elliot, but Larry, when you were saying make all these movies or shows at one time. That's kind of what I want them to do, and I want to talk about that now. And also, Elliot, when you was here last time, week before last, you said let's bring in Jon Favreau, the Russo brothers, and what's the Extractions director name? Is it Aaron Taylor?
Sam Hargrove.
I'm tripping. Sam Hargrove. Yes. So Larry, speaking about this Secret Invasion and rebooting X-Men, I do want them to make all this at one time. That would be great. I want them to bring in Sam Hargrave, Jon Favreau, the Russo brothers, Ryan Coogler, because we need some ethnic ideas in there as well, or whoever, and just sit down and write all this out. Make 3-4 movies at one time. Make 3, 4, or 5 shows at one time, all the way up until 2032. I mean, what they've done in season 4 has not worked. It hasn't worked in the beginning of season 5 either. So I'm down with it. Make all at once. I think it's obvious. I mean, this is a story, but it's not a story. Because I mean, we pretty much knew that they're gonna kind of start over, and X-Men is gonna come after this. But Elliot, man, where you at on that? On all this?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, to officially conclude the MCU and have that soft reboot, I think it would be smart to have the incursion to 616 be, because one of the things that Marvel hasn't done so far in phase 4 and 5 is made us care for like another multiverse, like another universe. Like we went to 838 with Doctor Strange, and that's been about the only, and then we've seen like different places when we went to Loki, but we've never really invested into another universe. So what better yet to just destroy the universe we've been following for 13 years, which is the 616, but also in a Kang Dynasty or in some other show, like show the other world that's going to have X-Men, Fantastic Four, characters we've seen in the 616, but playing, different versions of themselves in another world. It makes sense to me. So that's how you could bring back a Tony Stark, and maybe recasting, Robert Downey Jr. with someone, maybe a little bit younger in the role. At this point, you might have to recast Blade with Mahershala Ali not getting that movie on board.
What is he now? Is he going to be 60 by the time they film this?
78, I think. But yeah, I mean, at this point, and then like you said, recast T'Challa. That is the perfect way to bring back T'Challa, is have him already established in another universe and just use that as our next 10 years with all those characters on one universe. So yeah, it makes sense that they're gonna.
You know what else is perfect for?
What's that?
To introduce Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Bring him back in. Bring Howard the Duck.
Go ahead, Larry. Go ahead. Where you at? where you on this right here? And you're not wrong either. But go ahead.
No, I'm just whatever. What Elliot said. Ditto. It's a great opportunity to do a lot that people, I think the fans want to see that they just haven't been doing. But I really want to see them make a lot of, like, I would like, and I don't know if they could do it because I don't know how big some of these phases are. I would like them to film an entire phase at once. Like, don't release anything until that whole phase is shot.
That's risky.
Yeah,
because it is risky. But on the other side, the payoff could be huge. And part of the reason why some of these films are so expensive is because you have to pay for all the production stuff. But if you are making movies back to back to back and you have all your production lined up, I think it helps keeps the price down. And with some of the talent, you can lock them into multi-film deals really quickly at a lower rate so that you don't have to pay this person who becomes a huge star. And now you have to go back and negotiate with a huge star where before you were negotiating with like a mid-tier person, I
just think that's impossible. If I don't know if how many films in the phase 10, maybe if they write them all out
on like Pinewood, and they shoot in Atlanta and London, they don't have enough sound stages to shoot 10 movies at one time too. So logistically it probably would be impossible.
I think you can write them all out, get you a super team of writers and literally, we got a room of writers, here's the amount of money we're gonna pay y'all got 3 years to come up with the best through line possible, and then find directors that want to whatever style you want.
Right.
Let me ask you: you think they can do 5 in a year?
Wait, like releasing a year or film?
No, film. You think they can do 4 or 5 in a year?
Well, I mean, low key, they've been kind of doing that. Like they, Captain America was shooting while Daredevil was happening. While they normally do like 3 or 4 projects at a time. Anyway, so I mean, it's not impossible.
So my thought is, if you spread, maybe you have to spread it out over the course of like 3 years. Maybe you film 4 movies a year, and you have a phase that has 12 movies. Or maybe 10 movies in a couple of series, and you have them lined up. So maybe you release like 4 movies in 1 year, 4 movies the next year, but like you said, you've written everything beforehand. So there's none of this, that doesn't make sense. How'd that happen? That doesn't connect to this. Everything is connected because it's all written and everything is laid out. You know,
this may not make sense, but I'm just gonna say it anyway, just to have fun. So the Werewolf by Night series, the special, I like that a lot, and they're going to be releasing that in color. You didn't like it, Elliot?
No, I said me too. I love it.
Okay, so do more of those for like a few years that have to do with the MCU, but not directly. And then for 4 years, you film 10 movies over a 4-year period. You know, it'll be that would seem fun to me. I would get excited about something like that. You know, I probably got some experts watching this. Oh, that makes no sense. How can you because of this guy here? What is he blowing smoke? But you know, if we just farting in the wind right now, having fun talking about it, hey, why not? You know,
and I will say this, and I know people won't like it, but don't hire 40-year-old actors to play characters that aren't supposed to age. I mean, the reality of it is that white people don't age as well as people of color, and that's just a fact. On average, there are exceptions to that rule, but on average, white people don't age in the same way. So you start somebody off in a role where they're supposed to be, in their 30s or something, and you hire them at 40, and then 10 years later they look like they're 50 years old, but they're still supposed to be 30.
And Larry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you make movies all at the same time, you get everybody locked into that same age, and it's like when you can't have X-Men that don't age, and now they're 65 years old. And we're supposed to believe that they're still 35. It just doesn't work.
And Larry just helped me lose half of my white Caucasian subscribers. So good.
I'm sorry.
Good job there, sir. Good job. It's hey,
I'm not trying to insult
that's
anybody.
Right here. You made me forget what I was going to say. Damn. What was I going to say about this? We're talking about it. I really forgot.
It's about continuity, though.
We're talking about like shooting things at the same time, maybe.
What I was going to say is, I don't want Marvel to hire anybody else to do any movie show, any movie or TV show unless they're a fan of the property. The reason why I say that is, didn't they the guy that directed a few episodes or all of Secret Invasion wasn't even like a fan of the comics? Because then Kevin Feige be like, hey, don't read the Secret Invasion comics because we're going to do something new. Am I tripping, or does that tell me that he's not a fan of Marvel anyway? He just may be a decent director, because I don't like that personally.
I mean, taking it over to another side of Disney, but like Andor, for example, the writer and director of Andor is not a big Star Wars dude, but he made probably the best Star Wars show that we've gotten so far, in my humble opinion.
Okay.
So I don't think it always, and like I don't think Christopher Nolan was reading Batman comics his whole while he was growing up, but he made one of the best Batmans we've ever seen. So I don't think you have to be like steeped into the lore, but I think there has to be a level of understanding of the character. And if you don't know the character, do the research to, get yourself on par to really kind of bring out the stuff that we love from the comics. So it is a gift and a curse, because again, if you do know everything about it, then it's just like you're almost just copying the comics. But then when you have someone that is slightly not as familiar, but then does the stuff to learn, they can bring, not be beholden or be a slave to the source material and have to stick, beat by beat. So it's give or take, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, there you go right there. Comicbookmovie.com. Avengers reboot. Looks like it. Hopefully they'll get it right and it can be the best thing ever. Let us know in the comments what you think. Link is in the description. Last topic.
I want to see the Justice League versus the Boys.
Sure. I don't know if you saw earlier, but when we was talking about Universal and possibly buying Warner Brothers, Elliot, I was saying I want to see a Fast and the Furious versus Justice League. But
maybe Amazon Studios should buy Warner Brothers. Then you can have that.
Right on. Last topic right here, guys. Loki season 2 is upon us on Disney Plus right now, and it's pretty good so far. And a lot of people are interested. They're thinking so. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Loki delivers strong viewing for season 2 premiere. Disney Plus says the streamer is touting the tune in for the upcoming episode of the Marvel series. The second season of Loki had a solid opening Disney Plus, according to internal viewing data from the streamer. The season 2 premiere of Marvel series racked up 10.9 million views worldwide over its first 3 days, plus a few hours, as defined by the increasingly industry standard formula of total viewing time divided by runtime. Loki premiered at 6 p.m. PT, October 5th in North America, with a 47-minute run time for the episode that equates to 512 million minutes of total viewing, or 8.54 million hours. Seems like a lot. Loki's 3-day total compares well to that of Star Wars series Ahsoka, which debuted to August of 14 million views per Disney Plus, but was over 5 days, not 3. The former is on pace to pass Ahsoka 5-day tally. Disney Plus also notes that Loki had the second most watched premiere of Disney Plus series in 2023, behind only the season 3 opener for The Mandalorian in March. The strong start for Loki, for season 2 of Loki, isn't a big surprise, as the show's first season was the most watched of any Marvel series on Disney Plus to date. Over the course of its 6-week run in June and July of 2021, season 1 averaged 872 million minutes of viewing per week, according to Nielsen figures, 26% higher than the second place Marvel series The Falcon and the Winter Soldier at 692 million minutes per week. Larry, people are tuning in to Loki season 2 as yourself, sir. How do you feel about this, man? Are you happy, or you think it should be more views or less views? How are you feeling?
I mean, more views are always good, but it's a fantastic show. I mean, when I watched season 1, I was like, this is just a really good show. It was fun. It wasn't like the other Marvel series in that way, but it was a lot of fun. And I feel like this season is better than last season so far. I'm always holding my breath, because some of these shows will get you so wrapped up and they're so fantastic, and then the finale, you're just left like, what?
Secret Invasion. Yeah.
So Ahsoka did the same thing. I was like, what? That's all we
wasn't
get?
as bad as Secret Invasion. It wasn't as bad as Secret Invasion, but keep going.
So I you've already seen the first 4, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm assuming that they're the other two. I'm assuming the other 2 are just as good. I've only seen the first 2. I'm assuming the other ones are just as good. So I think if they are, I hope that it gets more viewers. And I think maybe whatever formula they use for Loki, they should try and emulate that with other shows.
Yeah. Well, episodes 3 and 4 does have Jonathan Majors in it. We do get to see Victor Timely in episode 3. Elliot, how do you feel about this debut, man? Is this to be expected, or you thought it's far below par, or you think it should be more? How you feeling?
No, I mean, it makes sense, man. It was one of the most popular shows in phase 4. And unlike, the other shows we've gotten, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, those were all introducing new characters. So a lot of people, a little bit tentative on, should I invest in this? Who is this character? Versus like, we need more season 2s of things. When people love a season, bring them back. So it makes sense. Hopefully they do more of this. Bring it. And also too, got to remember, Loki's one of the OGs. He's been around since phase 1. So there's that, has that built-in fan base already there, unlike some of those other new characters. So no, it makes perfect sense, and it deserves it, because it's a great show. Like UB, I was got the opportunity to see the first 4 episodes, and I think the numbers are just going to continue to go higher and higher, especially after episode 4. So yeah, it makes sense. As I've said many times, it's my favorite show. It's one of my favorite projects of the most recent phases, and it deserves all the credit. And like I said, after each week, I hope the numbers get higher and higher and higher, and Loki can steer the ship, man. We can get a good momentum into the next big projects like Deadpool 3 and all that stuff. So good on Loki, man. Who would have known? Who would have known back in 2011 that Loki would be saving the MCU?
Right. Turned a bad guy into a good guy.
Yeah.
Real quick, how do you feel about, I know you're not gonna spoil it, but how do you feel about Jonathan Majors' portrayal in episodes 3 or 4? And are you, and just how you feeling about Loki's, episode 2 as well, the last one we just saw on Thursday?
Out of the 4, 2 was my least favorite, but then these next 2 were my favorite, especially 4. And I was a little thrown off when we were introduced to Timely, but as things unfold, you really get an interesting take on the character, and I'm really like where they're going with them. So yeah, the next to tease it up, 3 and 4 to me is the best out of the season so far. And I was very on the fence about Victor, but like I said, as things kind of unfold itself, you like, okay, I like what they're doing.
I thought you was gonna disagree with me on Victor, because I agree with you as well. I don't know if you ever. I think I DM'd you my opinion on him.
I think so. Yeah, you said kind of. Yeah,
threw me off. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Larry, how did you feel about episode 2?
I liked it. It was fun. I mean, I enjoy Loki because I like his character. I like him and I like Mobius together. I like those. I like their vibe. They have really good energy together. So, when they talk about, actors having good chemistry when they work together, those two seem like they're real friends. And they just work well. So, and I mean, I've always liked Owen Wilson. So, I mean, Loki, I'll be honest with you, Loki was not one of my favorite characters before this series. He was always sort of just like a second tier peripheral character for me. I wasn't the biggest fan. And after watching season 1 in this show, now this, I'm like, I like Loki, I just like him. He's a cool dude. He's far more complicated than they presented him in the movies. And so I don't know. I'm looking forward to more. I'll just say that I'm looking forward to more. Some of the other shows I watched because they were there and I wanted to talk about them, but I'm actually looking forward to watching Loki. So
I have a quick question for both of y'all.
Yeah.
Who do you like more currently right now, Loki or his brother Thor?
Right now, Loki.
Right now,
Loki.
Yeah.
Loki. Yeah. Loki. Fat Thor popped in my mind immediately, and I can't ride with that right there. Even though he wasn't, I mean, not Fat Thor. He wasn't fat in Love and Thunder, but Love and Thunder, Loki. I'm enjoying much more than Love and Thunder. So yeah.
Somebody an interesting comment said they wish that Feige would consider bringing in someone like Eric Kripke to to do some work. And I really loved what he did with The Boys. And I loved what he did with Supernatural. Supernatural was one of my favorite shows. I mean, I watched every single episode for that show was on for 17 years or something.
13 seasons, yeah.
Yeah, and I love that show. It is fantastic. And I would love to see someone like him come over and do something.
Who I think they need to bring, well said, Larry. I appreciate it. But I think they need to bring Edgar Wright back. He's too talented. I know he's working on the or finishing up the Scott Pilgrim thing, but we never got to see his Ant-Man version. And I want to see his style in the MCU. I don't even care what character, but that's just a wasted opportunity, in my opinion. So you guys let us know what you think. But yeah, guys, that's the last topic of the day coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Loki is doing well with the numbers, and hopefully it will. It will continue to perform as well as each episode comes out until episode 6. But
is it true? Is it true? I think I read somewhere they said they didn't even have any reshoots for Loki. They shot it, turned it in, and they were like, "It's perfect," and that was it.
That's true.
First Marvel project to do that.
Yeah, that's true. Good observation, sir. Well said. That's why I invite you here. But guys, that is it for the show today. Thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. My guests really do appreciate it for another wonderful episode of Just My Opinion Reviews. Super duper number 23. Number 23, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, whether you're watching via live or in the replay. To my guest, I want to thank you for coming through as well. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me to talk this news. So thank you so much. Before we head out of here, Larry, what do you have going on your lovely channel for all the people to look forward to?
Oh man, I have some camera reviews coming. That's all I'm pretty much doing now is camera stuff. So people seem to like it. So I have a new camera, A6700 from Sony that I'm reviewing. This little sort of like a little GoPro alternative, this little thing that's called an Icefox K80 that I'm finishing up the review on that. I just did my haul video tonight, and this company, Fayutech, sent me a new camera, this little Fayu Pocket 3 camera. So I'm gonna get started reviewing that soon. So if you guys like camera stuff,
hold it up again, my phone.
Oh yeah. So there you go. We have the Feiyu Pocket 3. So this is going to be a lot of fun. It's a little 3-axis gimbal camera. So yeah, if you guys are into camera tech, come check me out. I have all kinds of good stuff coming, cameras, lenses. I'll do some tutorials on how to shoot better. So I'm sort of revamping my channel. As you guys have known, my channel's been struggling for a bit here. So I'm either going to retool it. It's getting retooled. So either it does well, or I'm just going to enjoy making the videos, and either no one watches and I have fun making them, or everyone watches and I still have fun making them. Either way, I'm going to have fun making them. So
right on, man. keep it going. Y'all help him reach 60K. Appreciate you, Larry. Elliot, thank you as well, man. I appreciate it, my brother. What do you have going on in your channel for all the good people to look forward to? See the
man.
fall of Usher right there. I thought that was horrible. My fault. Go ahead.
I thought that was what now?
I thought this was a horror show. At first.
It is a horror show.
Okay.
Mike Flanagan, baby. Mike Flanagan. Yeah, well, first off, it's always good to be here, man. Chopping up with you and Larry and Lamont earlier. It's always a great time with you guys. So thank you for having me on. Going back to what you just said, I had a very fun time watching the show. I reviewed each episode, and it was a pretty big project, but it was a great series. If you're into horror, Mike Flanagan, The Haunting on Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, and of course he's done Dr. Sleep. He's a great filmmaker. He's one of the best horror directors in Hollywood, in my opinion. So he has a new show on Netflix, his final show on Netflix, which is just fantastic. So you can check that out. And then what was that? Last week I saw Killers of a Flower Moon, the new Martin Scorsese film. So I'll be having a review for that, I believe, tomorrow. And this is, again, as a horror fan, this is that time of the year where we get a lot of great horror films to come out, some that kind of go under the radar. So keep an eye out for a lot of horror content coming pretty soon. And as B talked about earlier, we're gearing up for that the boys takeover with Gen V wrapping up, and then Invincible coming into the mix. You got Loki, so it's some good time to be a TV fan. But yeah, man, check out all the content and check out those Fall of House Usher. And actually, I don't think you would be super scared of it. It's a great show. I think you should watch it. It's a great show with some horror, but some good character stuff, man. It's like Succession. It's like a horror. If Succession was a horror show.
Okay. Let me ask you this real quick. Is Totally Killer worth it? Was that good? How was that?
Yeah. I'm a big slasher fan, so it was a fun Back to the Future meets Scream.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna check it out. So horror comedy, if you guys didn't know. But again, thank you, Elliot. I do appreciate it. And this guy's channel is growing fast like a wildfire. So y'all show him some love and support too, if you haven't already. But last but not least, myself. If this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel. I'm still with this slow crawl over here trying to get to that 50K. I'm gonna make it eventually, and that's when you guys are gonna get my full Blu-ray, DVD, 4K collection. I gotta go and buy some more, man, because next year, in the beginning of next year, it's gonna be they're done.
Yeah,
but
man.
Best Buy is talking about we're done with the physical media, and they control like 40-45% of the physical stuff, man. And if I can't have my physical copies, like even though they're not good, I'm still gonna buy every Marvel film on Phase 4. I stopped buying them after Endgame because they
gonna
was
sell them.
releasing
Just Walmart.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Order them online,
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. As far as what I have to you guys have to look forward to, the movie news roundup show is coming back. Just like Larry said, I'm rebuilding my channel right now. It's being revamped right now, and some stuff I'm gonna have to spend a little bit more money than I want to, but it's necessary. So movie news roundup show is coming back, and that will be in combination with Super Duper show. So I'm gonna have both. I'm not gonna trade it out again. I'm gonna have the both shows. Just got to pick a day. What I will be covering next is, of course, we're gonna have Power Book 4 Season 2 Episode 8 with Lamont. We're gonna link up again in the middle week for that. But the new Apple Plus show Monarch and the Godzilla show. Do have screeners for that. Thank you, Apple. They gave me the first 5 episodes, and I'm gonna be covering that when that drops. Also, I will be covering Invincible Season 2 when that drops. And also, there's a couple of animations that are anime that are coming out on Netflix. One of them, they just sent me the screener while we was doing this. Onimusha. I'm gonna be checking that out. That comes out November 2nd, and also the Blue Samurai movie. Something Blue Samurai. So check that out. Anything else? Anything else
What's that?
coming?
What's
Oh,
that show that you?
go ahead.
The show that you were mentioning on it's on Apple TV Plus. Well, what is that?
It's a Godzilla TV show basically. Let me see if I can pull it up. And also, I haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon yet, but I'm seeing it tomorrow. That's what my screening for it is. Movie is 3.5 hours. Damn.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm seeing that tomorrow.
Flies by,
Here it is
though.
right
It
here.
flies by.
Okay,
Man.
good.
don't
But
get
yeah,
that 2-hour soda.
Yeah, Monarch Legacy of Monsters. And I will go ahead and say this because the review embargo has lifted. The first episode, you don't have to wait to see destruction and chaos. Like the opening scene, we got monsters. Godzilla is tearing stuff up in episode 1. So so far it's pretty good. So I'm gonna be covering this as well. So this Invincible and the Netflix anime, Killers of the Flower Moon tomorrow I'm seeing, and of course I'm gonna see the Marvels as well. And I think that is it. But guys, again, we just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery, that's Larry, that's Elliot, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.